Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be started with a little bit of Pam's Harvestcraft and also cooking with Blockheads. Hopefully you guys are ready. Alright guys, so I'm on here with System Collapse yet again. Today we are going to be working towards getting some food. As you can see, I'm running a little low on food. I have one piece of barbecue platter left. I do have a little bit of food in my bag, but this is only going to last so long, and the group is really going to be suffering with food. But, I mean, there is one thing that is going to probably help with food, but it's this pick. Now, Vallen, from Mischief of Mice, he went ahead and made all of us these special picks. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take my pick. There we go. It's a gift of me. So, it is Chosen's gift. It is a maxed out pick that is at Cobalt level. And it also has Tasty, Momentum, Well Established, and Unbreaking on it. So this is an unbreakable pick. I'm pretty sure it's unbreakable. It does have a durability, but I think he said it was unbreakable, if I remember correctly. But I can eat it. So whenever I get hungry, I can eat this pick because it does have Tasty on it. So if it is an unbreakable pick, then it will refill my hunger, but you have to be holding it. But I'm going to be working towards getting some actual regular food. Because we do have some quests that revolve around that. So we look at the getting food section. You'll see we need to get some gardens. Now I have completed the garden section and getting all that stuff, but I do need to get some more. And then I also need to make myself the recipe book because somebody else, it looks like, has made the recipe book. I have made the ground trap. It was right here, the ground trap. I moved it though, but we can probably go ahead and make another ground trap just so we can. Oh, it's already completed. Never mind. I was thinking it wasn't completed. But we also have this one. It does say complete, but we can't claim it. It does look like it's red, though. Oh, one of two tasks. Okay, so we need to make all the baits. That's understandable. Alright, and then also the honey, which we would actually need to find in apiary. That's probably going to have to do with the overworld. Because I have not seen anything like that in this world. So, but yeah, we're going to work towards getting the kitchen and stuff. So I went ahead and made a little area downstairs. The stuff kind of got blown up. Open blocks, like I said in the last episode, did get removed. So we got the elevator mod instead. So, bam. We still have elevators, which is good. I was hoping that would be a thing. But I went ahead and made this little side room so we can get plants planted over here. Oops, I did miss a block. But I made this nice little window so we can kind of look out. It is kind of dark and eerie. Got this ugly glowstone up here. I got to figure out what I want to do with that glowstone. And then I have the tank down from extra utilities. Now, I did have a lot of issues with it before, but this thing should work now and work like it's supposed to. You can also use worms if you have access to a lot of grass and stuff like that at this point. But for me, I'm just going to use the tank, so I don't have to worry about block updates. Alright, so let's start making some of the items that we're going to need. So if we take a look here, I'm going to need to make the Cooking for Blockheads book. There's going to be 2 of them. I'm in the wrong section. Cooking. I guess book. There it is. Cooking for Blockheads. So I'm going to need to make this book right here, which is a regular book that is cooked. So let's just take one book. Actually, I'm going to need 2 of them, I think. Right? Yeah. 2 books, smelt those down, and they'll both get turned into the Cooking for Blockheads book. There's this one, and I think to get the next one, it is to be crafted in here. And what was that I just seen? This right here, Cooking for Blockheads 2. This is Cooking for Blockheads 1, and this is Cooking for Blockheads 2. Which requires some diamonds. So actually, let's go ahead and make another book. Why not? So we can go ahead and make another one. I don't know if that system doing that. I think it is. He's got some fish up there. He's got some explosive cod or something like that. It's called. It's kind of a joke. Let's get this one. Alright, and let's go ahead and craft the Cooking for Blockheads 2. What does this require? We have everything? Yes, we do. Okay. So, each one of these books does its own thing, I think. Oh, this is no... oh, you can make this one from just the regular version. We may not need any of the other ones. I think we just need the first one, or the two. I think this one's going to be perfect. You can craft food using this, okay, from things you have in your inventory. Perfect. Awesome. So we're also going to need to make a few machines and stuff like that, but I want to get some of these gardens down so we can get the plants growing in the background as well. And then we're also going to get rid of all these bookshelves because there's a better way of doing this in the bookshelves, and we're going to work on that as well today. So things should be smooth, or things should be going a little bit more smooth as well. I also automated dirt over here because I figured, you know, we do have dirt, but this would be a lot easier to get this dirt. So what I do is I have, since I forgot to void off saplings, I have saplings that are building up in these hoppers, so I just set it a filter so it pulls out the saplings from here and here, and it just fills these up, and then it eventually gets dropped into a basic drawer, which I then could, I guess, filter out, but yeah. Also, all of this stuff got upgraded. It was causing some lag to have those crucibles, so they got moved and changed into a RF Tools builder, which is being used as a pump. I've actually never used it as a pump, so kind of neat seeing it being used as a pump. I'll definitely use that in the future. Okay, let's go get some gardens. I think I have enough dirt to go get gardens, so let's just do that. I think System said he was going to go get some coffee before he started recording, so that's always nice. Alright, and what do we have? Let's take a look at the gardens. There's all kinds of different ones. We can't place the arid gardens, we have to do that on sand, I think. But it's a diamond mesh with regular dirt, so we should be able to get them all in here. I think. And I'll get a bunch of them, I guess. Why not? Usually I don't do too much sieving on camera, but in this case, it makes no sense for me not to. There's a pretty neat animation, actually. And it doesn't take too much to get all of them. I think they're pretty high drop chance for just about all of them. Oh, and I did set up this cage, so it doesn't throw items around, because that was an issue we were having, with items getting thrown all over the place. I hope the gardens actually drop their intended recipes as well. Alright, let's get out of here. I want to get some sand. I think that's sand. Yes. We'll place some sand down, because there's some gardens that we're going to have to place on there. The arid gardens, there we go. You break those, and you get cactus fruit. Perfect. All the other ones I shouldn't have to worry about, so I can go ahead and get rid of all this. And it looks like he did make it so you have to use your intended tool to be able to mine stuff now, so that is good, because that was a thing that I kind of was like, whoa, you can easily do blah 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 with just your hand. And yeah, you could void mine all kinds of stuff with your hand. Or vein mine. Which is kind of going to make the early game a little bit harder, because getting gravel is going to be a lot harder, since you won't have a tool right off the bat. I think the gardens are pretty easy to break. Okay, so we do have an inventory full of stuff. Let me go ahead and I want to throw some of the stuff into the Pam's Harvestcraft. So just like this. Should have access to just about everything that we're going to need. There we go. Perfect. Bam. So now we got just about every plant I think we have access to anyways. Before we actually go to the overworld. I don't know if there's more gardens in the overworld, but for right now this is what we have. Okay, so I want to actually be able to make tater tots. This was the thing that I was planning on making a bunch of, because it does do a pretty good saturation. It does 1.5 bars of health, which is honestly not that bad, but with as easy of a recipe this is to make, I don't see why we'd have issues with it. But I do need potatoes. So I can plant a row of potatoes in my garden. Oh, I'm going to actually need lights. I'm going to need more lights. I didn't know if it was too dark in here or not. I was having issues with that. Alright, so kind of ugly, but this was the issue I was having. For some reason, The lights, these weren't close enough or something. I put regular vanilla redstone lamps down closer, and it seems like it's working now. So I guess we needed the light a little bit closer, and for some reason these random things lamps were not actually working. They should light up this area, so they should provide some light, but it wasn't working, so I don't know. I do see that my crop growth skill is actually working, though. If I look under farming, this green thumb section is actually working. And then right here is another thing that I could probably go take advantage of, because I'm going to get more wheat when I plant down seeds now. So I should have access to a bunch of seeds. Regular vanilla seeds, because we are going to need wheat. I'm going to plant wheat over here. I'll do 2 rows of wheat. My ultimate goal, though, is to be able to make enough food for everybody. So this actually requires salt, which is something that's going to be pretty difficult to make. But really all we need is wheat and potatoes, and that's just for this one food type. There is a few other food types. Let's see. Tomato soup is something I can make, but I wanted to see what we can actually make with tomatoes that are pretty easy. So we can make veggie strips, which are actually better than what we normally been using. And this just requires some salt. Is there something that doesn't require salt that could be just all plants? I think almost everything, though, requires salt. That's the only issue. This actually, right here, this is a bowl, but it's something we can actually eat. Veggie stir fry. This requires carrots, onions, rice. I think we have all of this. I think we can make veggie stir fry pretty easy. So we need bell peppers, carrots, tomatoes, onions, and rice. So let's just check. Bell peppers. So we don't have bell peppers. What do we get bell peppers from? Maybe something that's disabled from the list. So bell peppers, where do they come from, though? I don't want to see this. I want to see what garden they come from. Probably doesn't say. We could make a market later on to be able to get this stuff. So we can't actually even do that because we don't have access to bell peppers. And the gardens don't tell you what they produce. I'm thinking that bell peppers should be something that we can actually get. I don't see why they're not. We have soybeans. Okay, so let's check out some other things that we could possibly make with tomatoes. Do we even have tomatoes? That's another thing. Probably shouldn't put the seeds in there. That's another thing that's going to be an issue. Is finding some of the stuff we put in here. Okay, so I have some of the major things down that I wanted to get, and it actually took me a little while because the gardens drop different things at different times, so it's kind of random at what you're going to get, and you get different gardens every time you sieve dirt, and you need quite a bit of dirt, so we actually were pretty low on it. I actually had to break some of the village up a little bit, and I do have some dirt, though, processing over there, but it's just a little slow. I think maybe after a day of waiting, we'll have quite a bit in there, so I won't have to really worry about dirt anymore. But as of right now, I got my tomato, I got my bell pepper now, I have onions, and I have rice seeds and carrots. So this right here is one specific food source in itself, which is actually a pretty decent one. And then we have the one that we're going to be trying to make is here, tater tots. So hopefully we can get everybody some tater tots and some veggie stew. Because I'm sure the veggie stew isn't going to be that hard to make, as you can see. We can even make the veggie strips. We have ginger as well. But the veggie stir fry, as long as you consume the whole thing, which I think you do, it just looks like a bowl. But the skillet it doesn't get used, I don't think, or anything like that. But yeah, we have all the stuff to make this, and that's actually a pretty decent saturation there. That's what you're really looking for, something to get that saturation bar completely filled. But we do have some other things to get done, like we do need to make cooking utensils. But first we need to make the kitchen counter and 2 fridge. Bam, just like that. Alright, and then what else do we need to make? The kitchen counter. Regular stone and a chest. that will get that quest completed for us. We can claim our loot reward, and that opens up some other things, like all of our utensils. Awesome. And then placing these things down. That is another thing. Bam. So this is going to be like my little grill thing going on here. I'm going to set my kitchen up, I guess, over in this area. I don't remember. I think the fridge opens up like the no, I don't want it to go that way. There you go. That looks better. The way you open up that direction. Alright, and then this is just another kitchen counter. Perfect. So some other things we're going to need. I'm probably going to want to get the kitchen organized. So we're going to need a tool rack and a spice rack. So that is something that we're going to need to get made. There is the tool rack. And spice rack. So that should complete that quest as well. And we're running out of room. I think we're running out of some room. Let's see, what did we get? Some bowls of water that completely remove themselves. And some other junk that we don't need. Perfect. Alright, so let's go ahead and make some of the other stuff. We do have this guy. We already have this book made. I guess we've got to make it again. This book. Okay. We are going to need a cooking table. So this guy. Looks like a good thing I made some more of that terracotta. And we do have some stone. So let's go ahead and make this. Perfect. That didn't complete for some reason. Okay, it completed now, but the book didn't complete. The book that we made earlier. There we go. Now we got it. All has to be done manually. Sadly. Now we got another lantern. That places torches for you. Don't really need that. You know, I honestly don't need much of this stuff. Alright. So what else do we have to make this up? So we need an oven and a toaster. That's going to be pretty fun to make. The oven requires a furnace. So this one should be pretty easy to make, right? There's our furnace. Iron and black stained glass. Mortar and pestle. So we'll go ahead and get the black stained glass. It's not going to be too hard to get. We do have some black petals over here. Mystical black petals. I'll go ahead and fill this up with some dye. There we go. Perfect. And glass. Perfect. Now we should be able to easily make this. Oh, we have ink sacs somehow. Oh, you can. I forgot. You can get ink sacs because we do have the atomic reconstructor there. Perfect. I guess everybody forgot we had that though. All right. So that makes that even easier. So we have the black dye, and then we need iron. Bam, let's make the oven. And the toaster is a little bit harder. But we should be able to make all of this stuff. And we now have a juicer. Awesome, everything's completed. So we got that one done. And I think I'm going to put my pans and stuff inside this drawer. That's like the best place for all this stuff. Alright, so now is the time for us to go ahead and get that food all cooked up. And we're going to make some food for pretty much everybody. It's not going to take too long to get this. Let's go ahead and get some bone meal. And I think we have some bone coming from the farm as well. The mob farm. But this is going to take no time at all. I need a bunch of tomatoes. I need a bunch of bell peppers. I need the onions. And everything else we have. So I just really need tomatoes, bell peppers, and onions to be produced. So there we go. And then I need enough to plant, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the seeds. Just so I have a whole row of these things, and then this is going to be 2 less than, I think I had 8 there. So let's go ahead and get these done. And this is 4. 5, actually. There we go. So we have our farm pretty much decked out now. And we're getting pretty much all the veggies that we need. And I'm storing the ones that we're going to be cooking with over in here. Perfect. So to be able to make the thing that we need today, let's go and take a look again at the tomato. It's just the easiest way for me to pull this up. It's called veggie stir fry though. We are going to need a pan. We're going to need the rice, which we do have quite a bit of. I'm going to actually make some more of it. I'm going to throw the bone inside my pulverizer. That's going to get us more bone meal for our buck. Should. Yeah, we get 6 per instead of 4 like normal. And we'll get ourselves a little bit of rice. This doesn't take very long to actually produce the stuff though. Look at that. We have a bunch of rice. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our skillet. And we should be able to cook with this thing. I don't know if my cooking with blockheads is actually going to recognize it, but we are going to have our bell peppers in our inventory, tomatoes and onions, and carrots. And it should show us everything that we can make. So here we go. So we can make this says rice dough. We can make stock. But what we're trying to make is veggie stir fry. Yes. And we can just click it until we have a bunch. So I have 5 veggie stir fry now. The only thing keeping us from having more is our carrots, actually. Surprising enough. But we will be able to have more here soon. But yeah, and then I can just store my food in here. Along with all my vegetables and stuff. And keep everything nice and neat. Perfect. And that veggie stir fry is pretty hearty for what it looks. Which is pretty nice. Alright, so now that we have that done, let's go ahead and fix up that enchantment table system over here and get it working. Alright, so I have the enchanter now that I just made. It's really simple to make this thing. But we're going to need this to be able to upgrade the setup that we had over here. So we don't have so many bookshelves in the way. This guy is going to pretty much save us from that. So I'm going to put a transmitter up on the wall here. And that should be pinging to this machine and that one, of course. Actually, I think this one's probably pinging as well to this one. Yeah. So this is going to slowly fill up with some RF. What I actually am going to do is take the upgrade from here and slap that in there. And that should help this thing go a little bit faster because it is pretty slow. But we're going to be making some enchanted wood, or some different kind of wood. If I can think of, I think it's called enchanted wood. There we go. Magical wood. I don't know why I couldn't remember the name of that. But it's magical wood. So it's going to require a bookshelf with some lapis, and you're going to get magical wood. And it's going to take a little while. And it's going to take a lot of RF as well. So let's go ahead and get this set up. So we are going to need a bookshelf. I do have a perk that gives me all my books back, so when I broke down all those bookshelves, it actually worked. So let me go ahead and make some bookshelves. I don't think I need very many, but I am going to need some to make the actual parts themselves. And I think this actually requires some as well. I don't remember, but we are going to need some lapis. There we go. And we'll just throw the lapis in there with a bookshelf. And as you can see, we don't have anything because there's no bookshelves nearby. It actually needs some bookshelves to be able to work. Don't know how many, though. Watch it be just as many as our other setup had to have. Ah, there it goes. Now it's starting to work. So it looks like it stops here. Perfect. But yes, this does require that, and it does require a little bit of power, but we are going to get some magical wood. And that is going to change a little bit of things. Change a few things. So let's put the magical wood down here by our other one that we have set up. And already, this should change our upgrades. So we already have up to level 7. And that's just with 1. So let's keep putting that in there. We'll keep getting a bookshelf. Let's keep putting some bookshelves in there. And I'm thinking maybe 3 of them, or maybe take more than that. I don't know. To get to the next tier, but this is only taking 16 seconds versus 1 minute and 30 seconds I think it normally takes. But we have our 4 speed upgrades in there. So those really do help out a lot. And system's working on clearing out. It was a little bit laggy there for a little bit, and I was wondering why. And that's because, yeah, the experience was being clogged up. There's no telling how much experience he's gaining right now. It's a lot, and my frames are really dying from it. So, that is a thing. I am noticing our power situation is a little low. A little low there. Oh boy. This is rough. Oh yeah, he's got the experience going pretty hard. I'm going to actually take a break and be right back. So, I got all of it done. I got 6 of them made. And now we get level 30 enchants. So perfect. All you need is 6 of them apparently. I did test all the other ones, and this fit perfect right here. Looks really nice. And it looks like system kind of got the experience under control. It was a little bit ridiculous. I think now it's still ridiculous. But definitely getting that worked out. And I'm supposed to be able to eat my pick. I think it eats it every now and then when I'm hungry. So yeah, as you can see, it's filling up. That's that pick that I have, though. And it does have unbreaking. So it is unbreakable completely. So anytime I need to use that, I can. The only problem is it doesn't fill up any saturation. So that's something that, like I said, food is really handy for. And I do have a bunch now. He says, actually fixed now. That's good. Yeah, well, I know this has been a kind of interesting episode. We are getting close to hopefully going to the overworld. All we got to do is kind of work that out with everybody else and kind of get the time set up so we can get together and actually get that video done. So, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.